For a job, it melts and they give you, what is that? Is that chocolate?
I don't know.
Is that Dubai chocolate?
Let's open it.
When we get home, it looks like it's chocolate. So what did he say? What did he say?
Yeah.
He said,
From the beginning, every detail.
Yeah, do tell.
Like he shook your hand.
I was like, I'm here for a job application.
Mm-hmm.
He said, okay, is your number on here? I told him my number. He said, okay, I'll call you and let you know once the first job opens.
Oh, yeah?
And he said, come back, Kai. This is for you for applying.
Really? Thank you, Kai. Michaela, do tell what happened with the job.
Oh my
Kai, can you hold this? Hold this.
Why don't you just put it up there? Because I want to
no,
tell Kai.
no.
Well, I'm trying to tell Kai the story.
Right, but I need to focus on you, the storyteller, because you're the best storyteller there ever was.
But Kai has to hold the whole phone for like 2 minutes.
It's okay, Kai don't mind. Why do you care? Are you Kai?
Because if it were me, I wouldn't want to.
You're not me, though. Do tell.
I'm sorry, Kai.
He's not Kai. Kai is not complaining about nothing.
Who is yelling at you?
Don't worry. Somebody call me like a stalker like you do. This is why I turn my phone
Because
off.
I'm your kid. I'm not allowed to call you like a stalker.
No, you're not. Access denied.
Well, now I don't want to tell you the story.
You're going to tell me a story, Michaela, or you're going to walk home.
Mommy, why are you being a bully?
I am a bully.
Michaela
Tell.
can't live in Petco.
Do tell.
Fine. So, Kai, you know how when you buy something, they do on your receipt and it prints out that thing, goes beep, and then they rip and give it to you?
Yeah.
So we have that in my job, yeah, obviously. And when we get orders, online orders, we don't have a computer. So they come through the receipt machine as a receipt, and you have to look at it and make sure it's a date, like what date they want it, because it's like a receipt. So if they want it for the next day, you have to put it in a bin that will be for the next day. So then in the morning, the cake decorators will pull it and they'll be like, oh, it's for today? Okay, I can do this. So yesterday, this lady at like 4, mind you, we close at 8, we start closing at 7. So she wants an order for the day. She wanted it yesterday for like the day. And our cake decorator just so happened to have left like 20-30 minutes ago. And here, I'll hold the phone. Okay, so our cake decorator left, and so I was like, this lady is not gonna get her cake. So I called her and she didn't answer. So I called her again and she didn't answer. So I leave her a voice message. I was like, okay lady, you're not gonna be able to get this cake, but you didn't respond. So can you respond, or can you call us whenever you have a chance? Thank you. And then we got 2 more receipts like that. So 3 people wanted a cake they couldn't have. So I was like, I'm not doing this today. And I gave it to one of my coworkers so he could deal with it. And then he comes to me, like after he finishes, he's like, they all want to call corporate. And we're laughing because there's no corporate. I don't know who they think they're going to call. And so I was talking. It just so happens that our cake decorator, the one who left, she finished her shift. She's off the clock. But she comes back so her and I can talk and laugh or whatever because she's my friend. And so we're talking, and my coworker, Michael, he comes up, he's like, okay, just so you know, one of those girls who wanted her cake, she doesn't want anything, like she doesn't want a refund or anything. She just wants to come and get cookies for the same price. So her cake was $40, she wants $40 with the cookies. You know, this sounds fair. Okay, shoot, we can do that. And so she comes up and she's like, hi, I have a cake to pick up. And I was like, okay, what's your name? She goes, Kylie. I said, okay, what's your cake look like? She says, oh, it's a Hot Wheels cake for my 2-year-old. It would be great if you had it. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, you know, people who called the day before, yeah, their cakes are ready today. They can come pick it up because they ordered it ahead. Sure, I'm going to go get her cake. And she's like, so you have my cake back there. And I was like, do we? And she was like, yeah. You called me over the phone and told me I couldn't have it. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So I go up to her and I'm like, yeah, we can't make you a cake. She says, why? And I said, our cake decorator's not here. You can get one tomorrow and we can push it back to tomorrow. She goes, I can't do that. My son's party is tonight. And I was like, okay, well, we can't do anything about that. She's like, where's your manager? And I'm looking around. There's 2 people in here, me and Michael, and we're both not managers. We're the same level. And I was like,
Michael and I.
Fine, Michael and I. And I was like, there's no manager. She goes, I don't believe you. I want to talk to somebody else. I was like, okay. So I go for Michael, and I was like, this lady wants to talk to you. And he pulls up, and she's like, where's my cake? And he says, well, we can't make your cake. We can give you a refund or we can give you cookies. She's like, I don't want a refund and I don't want cookies. I want my cake. And I'm staring at her like, is she even listening? And so I'm walking away to talk to my cake decorator, and she starts yelling at him, and he already has on the machine, he has the refund ready for her to go. All she has to do is like swipe her card. The refund will be done. And she's yelling at him. She's like, you know what? And it was the worst circumstance. He had a shirt that said like, bad vibes only. And so she read his shirt. She's like, is this what you think? Is this what you're going for today? And he's like, you're judging me based off my shirt? And so they start yelling forever. And she's like, do you really care about your job this much that you won't give me a cake? And he's like, I do not care about my job that much. And she's like, good, because they don't care about you. And I was like, okay. And so all these people start coming up, probably for cookies. And now they're just watching her. And I'm watching her too. And these people, someone comes up, they're like, well, can I have a cookie? I was like, yeah, you can have a cookie. But I couldn't use the register because he was trying to use the register to give her a refund, which she wasn't wanting. So she was standing there. So I was taking orders. I put up my phone calculator. I was taking money. I was giving them money. Absolutely terrible. And so this lady comes up. Her name is Amanda. She goes, I have a cake for pickup today. And everyone's scared because this lady is like yelling. And so I was like, oh, you do? So I go and get her cake, and I make sure I go very slowly. I walk past Kylie, and I'm looking at her with the cake, and I put it on the table, and I'm like, just make sure everything's right for you. And she goes, takes her cake, and Kylie did not like that. She kept yelling even more.
You rage bait her.
I know. She was like, how was I supposed to answer? I was teaching in class. That's not my fault. It's your fault. This is horrible customer service. What happened to customer service these days? And he's like, okay, so you can either, like, he starts talking to her like a child. He's like, you can have your refund or you can have cookies. And she's like, fine. Well, I want 2 cookies with icing in the middle, and I want 20 of them right now. And I'm looking at him because I have to make those. And right after she says that, he's like, no. Like, he does not care. He's like, no. She's like, rude, like, whatever. So she's like, fine. Well, I want them with icing on top. He says, no, we're going to give you cookies, but there's not going to be any icing on them. And she gets really upset. And I'm looking over at Amanda, the girl with her cake, and she didn't leave. She has her cake. She's just sitting here watching her. And she gets so upset, and Michael's like, okay, you can either get your refund or I'm walking away. And she's like, no, I want my refund. So she takes her refund, and she goes. And I'm looking at Amanda, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry about that. She goes, don't be sorry. I worked in customer service. If I had to talk to her, I would have hung up on her. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. So she leaves. Everybody leaves. And I'm talking to Michael, and he was like, she is so, I had to step away because my eyes started to twitch, and I was really about to like catch a fade with her. And I was like, well, that was kind of frustrating. And he was like, yeah, I was about to backhand slap her, but I had to remind myself I was at work and I couldn't do all that. And then I don't know if you saw, but we have like mall security by our job. He was like, oh, I was begging for her to keep going after I said that because then I could call mall security. Where's my phone? Oh. And so, yeah. And then he was just, I was like, because he's the only boy other than my boss. But my boss is so soft. Like, Ryan, he doesn't do anything. So I'm talking to Michael. I'm like, she's really lucky that you were here working with me instead of someone else because it would have been like a screaming match. Like, no, because they're girls. They would not take it. And he was like, no, she's lucky she didn't catch me when I was high. She's lucky that I smoked before this because if I was high right now, it would have been a whole different story.
Michael seemed like he handled it. I like when he said, no, you're not doing that.
Yeah, he's just
it's
like,
I want
no.
20 cookies with icing. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, he's just
Well,
like,
I
no.
want this. We're not doing that either.
You can either get your refund or your cookies. And then he was talking to me. I was like, she's so rude. And he was like, yeah, I was okay at first. I understand the frustration. And I was trying to help her. But then she started demanding things. She was like, well, if I can get my cookies, I deserve a discount. And he was like, we can't do that because it's the same price as your cake. You would not get a discount on your cake. She's like, well, whatever, fine. And so she didn't want the refund. So she was thinking about getting the cookies.
She didn't want peace.
No.
Only problems that day. Always.
She really didn't.
Some people are like that. They don't want peace, only problems always. So it's good to be kind to other people. And also, if things don't go your way, calm down. It's not the end of the world, yeah?